Now, when terror strikes in any of the world's great cities, as it did in New York yesterday, many look to their political leaders for a sense of unity and national solidarity. Today, President Trump chose a different course. After the attack by Uzbek immigrant Sayfullo Saipov, which left 8 dead, he lashed out, calling the American immigration system a joke and threatening to send Saipov to Guantanamo Bay. The Democrats accused Trump of politicizing the tragedy. Tonight, Saipov was charged with 2 terrorism offences.
Multiple people on the ground, from Chambers all the way up to Houston.
Moments after the murderous drive in his truck, and Sayfullo Saipov was running, seemingly with no plan, through the streets of Lower Manhattan. He appeared to have weapons in both hands. Eyewitness Christian Wagoner watched it all unfold, immediately realizing he was staring at a terrorist. As he was raising his guns, Christian, what did you think?
I thought he was going to spray the area with his guns. I thought that's what's going to be his next step. That's why he was raising them.
The Dutch filmmaker took this photograph of Saipov at the scene.
When I saw him standing there and I saw the full beard and I saw his whole posture and the 2 guns in each hand, that just registered as terrorism to me. I looked at those guns. They looked a little odd. I've worked with a lot of guns and I'd never seen these type of guns before. And it looked like it could fire a lot of bullets. And it was, massive in size.
In fact, they were non-lethal pellet guns, adding a lucky twist to the plot. Saipov was quickly shot by a police officer, 2 others taking him into custody, and the suspect is now in critical condition.
Can you call 911? Oh my God!
He had rammed a school bus.
Oh my God! Okay.
And those first at the scene here were quick to react.
Right here. The guy T-boned.
The children inside, dazed and in shock.
Are you okay? Behind there. Oh my God. Are you okay? Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Left behind was the suspect's badly damaged truck and the ghastly aftermath along the cycle path. Saipov, an Uzbek national, is 29 years old. He moved to the US in 2010. He first lived in Cincinnati before moving to Tampa in Florida, though recently he was living in Paterson in New Jersey, where he worked for Uber. The company says he passed background checks. And investigators say this attack was planned for weeks. His former neighbors, though, say they recall a very different man.
When I looked at him, I didn't think that this was a guy who was going to go out and plan something like this. He just seemed a guy like any other. He didn't seem ordinary. He didn't seem like extraordinarily hateful or mean or racist or anything like that. Just seemed like a person.
From the White House, ahead of a cabinet meeting, the president declared the US was being too timid.
We have to get much tougher, we have to get much smarter, and we have to get much less politically correct. We're so politically correct that we're afraid to do anything.
And he lashed out at both immigration policy and the criminal justice system.
We also have to come up with punishment that's far quicker and far greater than the punishment these animals are getting right now. Because what we have right now is a joke, and it's a laughingstock.
Then, astonishingly, he appeared to blame Democrats for the attack, saying they opposed his plans for so-called extreme vetting.
We're being stopped by Democrats because they're obstructionists. And honestly, they don't want to do what's right for our country. We need strength. We need resolve.
That led to a furious response from 2 leading Democrats, both New Yorkers.
President Trump, where is your leadership? The contrast between President Bush's actions after 9/11 and President Trump's actions this morning could not be starker.
I am bothered by an attempt by anyone to try to politicize this situation. That plays right into the hands of the terrorist.
Tonight, as the truck was removed, a serious but quickly contained incident has now triggered a major political argument. A terrorist attack here would once have united this nation, but no longer. Robert Moore, News at 10, Manhattan.
Well, the governor of New York said today that everyone killed in the attack would be considered honorary New Yorkers. The identities of those who died have been emerging throughout the day. Two were Americans, 23-year-old software engineer Nicholas Cleves from New York and 32-year-old project manager Darren Drake from New Jersey. 5 of the victims were from Argentina, seen here with classmates celebrating the 30th anniversary of their graduation, the reason for their trip to New York. Ariel Ehrlich, a successful businessman, is said to have helped friends pay for the trip. Hernan Mendoza was an architect and father of 3. Hernan Ferrucci was also a successful architect. Alejandro Panuco also had 3 daughters. And their fellow classmate and long-term friend Diego Angelini was there too. The 8th victim came from Belgium. 31-year-old Anne-Laure Descartes, the mother of 2 young boys, one just 3 months old, was on a city trip with her mother and her sisters. Well, we can return now to New York and to Robert Moore, who's there for us. And Robert, some important developments just in the last hour or so.
That's right, there is a lot of breaking news tonight on this story. The FBI announcing just a short time ago they are actively now looking for a second suspect in connection with the attack last night, a man who is also believed to be a US resident but a Uzbek immigrant. What is much less clear is whether Saipov himself was self-radicalized online or whether he might have had some direct communication with Islamic State leaders. In the last few minutes, the suspect has appeared in a federal courtroom in a wheelchair, his hands handcuffed, his feet shackled. And we're also told that he had actually requested an Islamic State flag to be delivered to his hotel room. And prosecutors also believe that he'd actually been planning this for at least 2 months. He'd even got as far as doing dummy runs in a truck, practicing for what he implemented last night. I think the most striking feature for me is that we have a significant terrorist attack on the US homeland. Normally we would see cross-party solidarity. Instead, today, we see only deepening political divisions.
Robert, thank you.